Hello everyone, it's Andy Glenn here from SharksTV, welcoming you to another podcast. And this week I'm joined by number 12, Kell Beattie. Kell, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to come on and speak to the fans and obviously speak to you as well. So thanks for having me on.
No problem. We're always delighted to get you on. It's been a good week in terms of results as we record this. We're just off the back of a win over Hull. You played really well. The whole team played really well. What were your thoughts on the game, Kell?
Yeah, I thought it was probably our best game to date. We played a full 60. Obviously, the past few games, the weekend before, they probably didn't go our way the way we wanted it to go. But I felt like the boys stuck in this weekend, and we knew we had a job to do this weekend. Obviously, coming up against Hull, good side. They've put a good team together this year, so we know we have every chance to win. I feel like the coaching staff and everyone behind, the owners and Peaks and John Dunbar as well, have put together a great team, and we feel like if we stick to our game plan every week, we can beat any team. So I feel like if we just keep sticking to what we're good at, I feel like we can go a long way this season.
I think it was probably a good, I don't want to say a confidence boost, but the Seahawks could have probably went within a point or two of the top two. Now, if we can beat them, and frankly, convincingly beat them, I mean, I think the score was done them a little bit of a favour because we beat them really well. If we can beat them, what are we afraid of?
I would absolutely nothing. As I've said, like we've put together a good team this year, and I feel like everyone's starting to buy in now. Obviously, we didn't have a great start. We sort of hit a hump at the start of the season, and I feel like we're starting to click more as a team now. Everyone's starting to pull their own weight, and what more can you ask of?
I personally thought it was the best Sharks performance I've seen since probably Coventry.
Yeah.
Really good, really enjoyable. How do you kick on now? Do you feel... Well, there's two questions here. Do you feel like we belong in this league now?
Absolutely. I feel like it's been a long time coming. Obviously, when I got the message in the summer that we were moving up, obviously I had a few offers to go elsewhere, and Martin messaged me back and obviously negotiated my contract as well. It's obviously a part to play in it, but I feel like the Sharks have done so much for me in my career. Obviously, coming over here at 16, I sort of had to come back and repay what I have, and I feel like this is my second home, really. I can't complain nothing about it. The team itself and everyone that's took me in, they've been great to me, and I'm really thankful for it.
Well, we'll talk about your second home in a wee while, because you kind of alluded to some of the fun and games you're having sharing the flat with Mason. We'll talk about that in a wee minute. But you talked a little bit there about your development coming over here at 16. Was it football you were destined for initially, but how did you get into hockey?
Yeah, so obviously I came from a background that my dad played football, and my mum was quite into sports as well when she was in school. So my dad actually played professional football for a wee while. He played over in the Irish League over in Northern Ireland as well, and then he went on trial at a team in England. Couldn't tell you what team it is. I'm sure he'll have a go at me for it. But then he went over and had a stint in Australia for 3 years, played pro over there, and it sort of got me into football. I was actually a goalkeeper in football as well, so I would have said I was half decent at football. I would say I had a chance at football if I really wanted to give it a go, but I felt like hockey was more my thing. Obviously, I was playing both the sports at the same time, and I was missing football games to come over and play hockey, and then I think that's when my mum and dad sort of realised that hockey was for me, and I felt like once I gave up the football, I had a really good shot at the hockey. Obviously, the Giants and Solway gave me a really good chance. Obviously, training with the Giants every week at 16. What more could you ask for from a kid that came from Belfast, playing for your hometown team and being coached by such great coaches and be involved with so many good players that are playing from in Europe and around North America? I couldn't have asked for anything more, really.
Yeah, well, football's lost its hockey's game. Pro hockey player now, and we know if Curtis and Callum get injured, fancy going in goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been in goals before in hockey, but I'm sure I've always wanted to try it. Like, so I'm sure if they ever got injured, I would maybe say yeah, but I'm sure I would probably second guess myself whether I want to go in nets and face shots that are coming at me that hard. But I feel like I'm quite stupid in that way. So like,
You fit into the goalie mentality then, right?
yeah.
Exactly. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. We need to get you in goals just for
absolutely.
just for video, just to see what it's like.
Yeah, just get in nets and see how I do. I'm sure I would do all right, like, but whether or not I would save much shots is another thing. So I think Curtis and Callum can stick what they're good at, and I'll stick to what I'm good at.
I'll tell you what, though, that's probably part of your personality. It's one of the reasons why you're a fan favourite. Put yourself out there and you do all sorts of stuff. So fair play to you. Right, I'm starting our campaign now. I want to see Kell in goals at some point, just during practice, anytime. Yeah. Let's film it. Let's see what it looks like.
Absolutely. I'm sure we could get something sorted, maybe when the season finishes, just in case I get hurt or anything. But I would go in, absolutely, just for a laugh, really, and see what the fans think of me in that. And maybe I could make something out being a goalie as well. So, right, two-way player.
I'm calling it right here. JT, next time, alumni game. There's your goalie, one of the teams.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Been a busy week for you as well, though. You got the World Championship Media Day is today as well as we record this. I seen you earlier getting interviewed by all sorts of people. How's that going?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, to have the World Championships here, especially where I'm playing this year. Obviously, it's good. I love going away to different countries, but for the World Championships to be here in Solway, it means I don't need to move anywhere. So it feels, obviously, it's my second home as well. So it's good to stay in one place, and it means I don't need to move anywhere. But the media day was good today. Obviously, getting interviewed by a few radio channels as well, and getting a few video shots. It's just getting me even more excited for the World Championships, and hopefully we can come away with gold this year.
How many World Championships have you played in now?
This will be my third, and this is my final year at under-20s, and then hopefully in a few years' time make the senior team. That's the main aim. So,
don't think that's an unreasonable aim at all.
No.
Well, you know, we've got to get down and support Kell when he's playing here. There are tickets available for the World Championships, so get down and support. You're the only Shark playing on ice, but we've got Martin and of course Peem as equipment manager as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Having them with me, it's always good having your coach and your equipment manager, because you sort of know them already, and I feel like we've got every chance to win this year. The coaches have put together a really good team. I've said it in a few of the interviews today during the media day that this is probably one of the best teams I've probably in my GB careers they've put together, and I feel like if we've got every chance to win, and as long as we stick to the game plan and the coaches do their thing and we do our thing on the ice, we've got every chance to win.
Well, good luck when it comes along. You know, we'll be here supporting you.
Absolutely.
You've mentioned it twice now. Your second home is now Dumfries.
Yeah.
You're sharing a flat with Mason Alderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're laughing already. You did have a chat with me in the bar after the game. Again, if you've not been to the bar after the game, come upstairs and listen to some of the players have a chat with me. But you did mention some, some incidents.
Yeah, there's obviously mentioned the one on the weekend. As he said, if you haven't been up to the bar and come see what the players have to say after the game, I'm sure some of you have seen the one on the weekend. I share a flat with Mason Alderson, but if you haven't seen it, I'll tell the story again. So obviously I've moved away from home. First time being away from home, it's a bit different. Trying to be a bit more independent in myself. The cooking wise isn't going the greatest, but we had to do I was doing the washing, Mason was doing the cooking this day, and we've got a dishwasher in the flat, and put all the dishes into the dishwasher, and I had no dishwasher tablets left, so I had the Persol tablets that you put in the wash machine, and I thought, I'll give these a try. So I put them in, and obviously it washed fine, so it did, and Mason pulled them out to put all the dishes and stuff away later on, and he smelt them, and he was like, what have you put in this? And I was just, oh, it's just the washing up stuff that we put in the washing machine. And he sort of laughed at me and he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, well, we had nothing else, so the dishes weren't going to get washed. So I probably could have killed us both, but at least they smelt nice, you know what I mean?
And they were soft. Soft to
Exactly.
touch, you know. You're starting to get worried about Kell. You think he's going to survive? I'm getting worried about you about Christmas time, because you're going to have to stay here over Christmas, because we get so many fixtures around about Christmas. Somebody's going to have to cook you a Christmas dinner, because I'm no sensing that, pot noodles or super noodles are going to do it on Christmas Day, Kell. Come on.
No, absolutely not. Obviously, we've got a few fixtures coming up over Christmas, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. Whether I can get home for Christmas or not will be quite close, but if I do get home, it would be great just to see family. If I don't get home, it would be the first Christmas away from home, but I'm sure some of the boys here will be having Christmas here as well, so whether we'll go or not, spend it round at their houses, round with Olivia and Nolan, or whether I spend it at JT and Leanne's is another one. But anywhere I'll do, really, as long as I get my Christmas dinner, I'm happy enough.
I see what you're doing here. You're putting it out there in public that you want to go to somebody else's house, but never once offering to host.
No, absolutely not. I would probably be the worst person to host a Christmas sort of party day / thing. Cooking, I can't cook to save my life. I sort of have to, if I want to cook something, it might be oven pizzas, or as Andy said, soup and noodles or pot noodles. But Mason's there. Mason can cook some food. He's quite a good chef. But I would not be hosting no Christmas Day parties. So if Jamie and Leanne or Nolan and Olivier listening to this, I'm coming to your house over Christmas, because there's no chance I'm cooking over Christmas.
Yeah, well, Kell, you bring the playlist. We know you're into your music, so you bring a playlist. Try and get fed someplace. Are you seriously that bad at cooking? You must be able to cook something now, surely.
Yeah, I'm not that bad. I would say I can cook myself majority of the stuff, like stuff in the oven. I actually had my mum brought over food for me this weekend. She came over with my brother, so she brought me a load of shopping over, which was absolutely great, because it means I don't need to spend money on shopping, so that's a plus. But I can cook most things. Like if it's in the oven, it's not that hard, but anything from scratch, it's not my forte. Like,
your mum seriously came over to bring you just to keep you alive, basically. Yeah. That's what we're saying here.
Yeah, so she came over a few weeks ago. My brother had Scotland training, so she brought me some food over there. But now she actually brought over me food and Mason food as well. So our freezer's absolutely full. So we've had to chuck a few things into the fridge. So whether or not they're still eatable in the fridge is another thing. But I'm sure I'll make my way through most of the food tonight.
Kell, this podcast beginning to sound like one of these adverts you get on the telly where you've got less fortunate people. We're needing to save you. You're going to be okay?
Yes, I'm going to be fine. I feel like once it hits Christmas time, I'll be able to, I'll be settled in a bit more. Obviously, I've been over here for, I think, 2 months now. So, but the food thing will come along. It's one of them things. But my main focus is on the hockey right now and winning as much games as we can.
Well, hockey is starting to become really good from what we see. I mean, we're looking forward now to perhaps going on a bit of a run. How do you feel your game's progressed this year, Kell?
Absolutely. Even over the past, I would say, 2 to 3 years since I've came over here, my games came on immense. I feel like the little things, I'm doing the little things right. Just trying to be more of a professional, especially at a young age. You have to mature a bit more as well. So I feel like moving away from home was a huge thing for me this year, just to get the taste of like a professional life. So I feel like my games came on loads, and the coaches are a huge part to play in that, just coming to the rink every day and working on the small things as well, just trying to get the finer details right. And yeah. You
got a lot of ice time now as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's another reason why I decided to come back here this year, because I had full trust in the organisation and the coaches that anything that they were saying to me over the phone, that I could trust them. I'm not saying that I can't trust any other coaches, but it's one of them things where at this day and age, at my my age, I need to play and I want to play. I feel like the minutes I'm getting right now is probably the most I've played. Get me in stat every week and looking at the amount of minutes I'm playing. I'm averaging about 28 minutes to 30 minutes a night and playing on the special teams as well. So a huge shout out to the coaches for having me back this year, and obviously putting full trust in me as well to play my game to the style I want to play, and obviously adapt to other people's style of play. But yeah, I feel like me playing this much is only going to help me a huge amount, and obviously maybe progress me into the higher leagues, whether it be in the Elite League or somewhere else, wherever my journey takes me.
I mean, absolutely. And there is a huge trust, mutual trust between yourself and Martin and Jamie, as you can see, but also the trust that they have in you to be able to do that job, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like any player that any of the coaches bring in, you sort of have to have a bit of trust in them as well. I feel like when they're sending me out for the power play and stuff, and we're needing a goal, whether or not I have a huge part to play in it as well, it's just a sense of being out there. I feel like they've trusted me a lot, especially last year and coming into this year, moving up into the higher leagues. And obviously, I'm still a young guy / kid. But to be playing the amount I'm playing, I'm fortunate for it, and hopefully I can keep progressing. Obviously, I'm playing loads, and it can be tiring sometimes, but I feel like playing this much is only going to help me.
100%. It's what it's your job, it's your passion, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something I want to keep carrying on, whether I play full time or I have to start playing part time. I feel like hockey is my life, really, and as much as it can be stressful sometimes, or whether I'm enjoying it, it's a huge part of my life. And anybody that comes into my life, whether it be girlfriends or friends, they know that hockey is a main part of me, and obviously family's huge as well, but hockey's the main focus for me right now, and hopefully I can make a big deal out of it.
Well, hockey's a big part of nearly everybody that watches this life, but more so the players. You're an absolute crowd favourite. The fans absolutely love you. There's so many people that wish you all the best in your journey, and we're just going to be happy to see how far you go. Before we end this podcast, do you get any message for the fans?
I hope to see you all on the weekend. Make sure you get your tickets for the double header against Swindon at home. I'm sure we'll put on a good show. Obviously, we're on a good run right now. Beating Hull on the weekend, probably one of the best teams in the league. So make sure you get your tickets, and I'll see you all there.
Thank you, Kell. We appreciate your time this afternoon, and thank you everyone for watching. Just before I go, just remember, like, share and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated, and it does us the world of good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Kell again. Take care, everyone. We'll speak to you soon.